something I only dream of, which is he's been able to kind of have a QUE device to use for longer than any employee in the company. So he's actually integrated the QUE into his work and personal life, and is a great person to kind of explain the benefits that he's seen with that.
Thank you, Arch. So I didn't come alone, and I did bring my QUE proReader. And I wanted to give you a quick tour and show you what I really like about the QUE proReader. So as Arch mentioned, in the upper right corner here, I have the home button. This is the only button you will find on the frame of the QUE proReader. I think you need to stop. I think I lost the mic.
Did you lose your mic? I like mine. Mine's off.
Maybe I should scream.
Yes. I think we lost audio.
Audio?
All right, I'm going to try to scream. There is no button on the QUE frame. It's actually, everything is done directly on the display, which is really convenient and intuitive. Let me give you a quick tour of the home page here. So let me start on the left-hand side. I have my calendar, and that was directly imported from my Microsoft Outlook. And it's one of the features I use a lot. As you can see, I can have my whole day at a glance. And if I want to see what's going on, I simply swipe my finger. And it's that easy. Let me go back to today. So Arch, 7:45, QUE press conference. I think we are in the right spot here.
Yeah,
we are good.
Right place. Good.
What is really convenient with the calendar is if I need documents in a meeting, they are right here attached. I don't need to print. It's really easy to get access to them. At the bottom here, Arch mentioned earlier, another way for you to get fast access to your favorite documents and folders. So let me walk you through what I have on mine. I decided to pin one of my favorite newspapers, the USA Today. And let me tell you, I love the newspaper feature. I get the morning edition, it's wireless, it's right there for me, ready in the morning, and I can read it on my way to work. Next is Super for Economics. This is a business book that I'm reading. Very easy access, again, from the homepage. And last but not least, I get instant access to all of the emails and attachments stored on QUE. Above here is the main content area, and QUE can hold tens of thousands of documents and folders. But what we've learned is people work with a smaller number of documents every day. And this is where you get instant access. I have in my content area the 9 recently added documents, but there are other views for me available. Recently viewed, my top priority, and a few others. So let me show you one that I use a lot. It's really useful. Recently viewed. And no surprise here, Arch, I really wanted to be prepared this morning, and we go back to, business people needed to look at a very large number of documents and type of documents. So I have a PowerPoint presentation here for the QUE proReader. I have the notes for the press conference.
Yeah, that's the last thing I looked at.
That's the last thing you looked at. But I'm working as well with Microsoft Word. I have an Excel spreadsheet here. I have other PDF files. I have an email. Really instant access. I'm not limited to a specific format. So let's open the presentation. I work day in and day out with PowerPoint presentation. And what I love about QUE, it knows which way is up. It senses that the document is landscape, and it shows it in the correct orientation, giving me the best reading experience. And not just the best reading experience. A simple swipe, and I can turn the page. Again, really intuitive. At the bottom here, you're going to notice a toolbar. And this is where we build a number of tools. Is that you again, Ron? So we have built a number of tools for you to easily navigate within the same document, because business reading is not like leisure reading. It's not just swiping a page after the other. It's jumping back and forth within the same document or in between documents. And last but not least, a number of powerful markup documents for you to review and annotate. But I'm not going to show you everything, so let's go back home for now.
Yeah, and one of the features that I really like about the home page is having the calendar on the left. In my job, I'm running from meeting to meeting, and I always don't have time to prepare with all the documents that I need to take to a meeting. So if I have my QUE with me, I end up having all of my documents, because as you can see, the attachments are right there with the calendar invites. one of the things that is really hard to convey in a demo like this is the fact that this is a great device for reading. You know, when we do a demo, we actually don't have the opportunity to sit here and just read for 20 or 30 minutes in front of you, or an hour or 2 hours, right? We're spending our time flipping through pages and you know, kind of showing you menus and things like that. But one of the real benefits of the Q is actually that reading experience, right? The relaxed readability of the ink, coupled with the ample, very large display that we have, you know, and the form factor. It's very comfortable and nice to hold in your hand. And you couple those things together, and the Q is a device you can sit and read with very comfortably for hours while you're doing your work or while you're reading leisure documents. Right? I think if you look at Q relative to other electronic devices for reading, whether it be a smartphone or a laptop or some of the other readers on the marketplace, I know you'll find that Q is really the one that you'll want to use. Now, business means a lot more. Working with business documents means a lot more than just reading the documents. Business documents end up being a tool. Right? They're a tool to help us make a decision. They're a tool to help us negotiate. They're a plan in the making. We cross-reference them. We mark them up. You know, essentially, we don't just read business documents. We actually work with them. And so Q provides a whole set of tools that enables you to work effectively with your documents. And so we're going to, you know, go back to the demo and show you some of the examples of the tools that we use in the Q proReader to help you work with documents.
So what I've said earlier is Q holds tens of thousands of documents, dozens of file cabinets, actually over 35,000 documents. And that's a lot. But we make it really easy for you to find exactly the documents you need and when you want it. So let me show you. With search, I can find everything I need with two types of searches. Quick searches is a list of searches that I can pick from, but we let you create your own as well. And yesterday, Arch asked me to pull up the company background to check the history, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And what I did, I created actually a search with the term company that is looking in the title of the document as well as inside documents. Let me run that search again. And it's really fast. It got back more than 100 items, and it was looking in the title as well as inside. So I find here the company background. And I think you told me you wanted to make some changes, right?
Yes.
All right. So last time when we looked at it, we ended up on the PlasticLogic history.
Yes. And if you look at 2010, you know, at least as soon as we finish this conference, we'll have a big milestone to add to our history, which is the public announcement of the Q proReader. So I definitely want to add that to the history document.
All right. So let me use some of the powerful tools we have to mark up and review documents. I could highlight, I could scribble, or I could add a stamp, which are predefined shapes. And I could add a note as well. So let me use the scribble feature here. And let's make sure that I'm clear on where Arch wants a change. All right, that seems right.
Okay, that's good. But I'd like to add a note that says this is for CES.
Great idea. Let's be a little bit more specific. And adding a note is basically just simply using our virtual keyboard. Again, typing is simply a tap away and done directly on the touch screen. CES, you said, right?
Yep, CES.
All right, CES. Here we go.
I think that's where we are.
That's where we are. So, as you can see, the note here is in the upper right corner. Let me move it a little bit closer to 2010. Okay, that's great. So now I know where I need to make the change, and I have as well some markup so that I can easily follow up later on. So this is just a sneak peek to a number of tools that we have built in the Q proReader. And we invite all of you to come later on at the booth to show you a lot more tools that we have.
Yeah, Sebastian's right. The tool set on Q is very, very extensive, right? It's fun to work with, and so I encourage you to come back later and play with the device.